Hello, everybody. Thank you for joining me. This is GGF bringing you episode 1 of what's going to be a new Let's Try for the channel. As some of you may know, at this time, my foot was broken, compound fracture, very ugly and nasty mess up there, but all is well. You know, I survived. My foot is still intact, just bandaged up and splinted and plaster casted and all that. But now I have the urge, since I'm just laying in bed a lot, to play even more new games. So this is another game. This isn't exactly new, but it's a game that came out not that long ago. I think it was kickstarted and a highly anticipated sequel. So for today's game, guys, it's going to be a turn-based sci-fi strategy / tactical RPG. So without further ado, let's get right into it. This is episode 1 of Let's Try Xenonauts 2. Xenonauts 2. Or Xenonauts. Cannot wait to try it. I've only played it very minimally off camera. I don't really know. I didn't even get as far as picking a first spot for a base, though. So I haven't really played it. Gameplay tip: teleportal tiles in the tactical combat area are only activated if a unit ends their movement on them, allowing soldiers to freely walk on them. Alpha build. Okay, that's weird. Alright, here we are. You know the deal. Check the settings menu. Camera rotation 90. Focus on new enemies. Enable. Allow Overwatch friendly fire. Yes. Camera edge scrolling. Camera return mode, no movement. Tooltips, timer mode. Action mode, when the middle mouse button is clicked. Tooltip spawn delay. Okay, let's turn that down. And how about the longer timing? Tooltip lock time. Let's try that. Timer mode. There we go. Tooltip unlock time. Autosaves. Days between autosaves 30. Start of tactical combat turn enabled. End enabled. Before tactical combat autosave. After tactical combat, air combat. So there's air combat in this game. Custom soldiers. Xenonauts 2 contains a large number of pre-generated custom soldiers, which were offered as rewards for our Kickstarter backers. The game supports adding one or more of these custom soldiers to your game, causing them to appear in the beginning starting squad of soldiers in every new campaign you begin. Custom soldiers have the same stats as standard randomly generated soldiers, so there's no gameplay benefit for doing this. To add a custom soldier to your game, use the search field to search for the soldier name and then select the desired soldier. They will then be added to the soldier list below and will appear in all future campaigns. To remove a soldier from the soldier list, simply click the X button by their names. Okay. So that looks pretty good. I think this can probably be turned up a little bit, half a second. Getting pretty good there. Now let's go to visuals. Borderless full screen. Camera shake. Fantastic is the highest, I think. Yeah. VSync is enabled. MSA. I guess FX. Which one is better? FXAA2. Huh. I don't get that. Alright, then we've got audio. Master volume. Turn that up a bit. Play audio when in background controls. I'm not really big on key controls when I could just be using a mouse, so bear with me on that. Save and close, keep our changes, and hit new game. Let's go, son. Alright, new campaign, Purple King. Alright, so we should play maybe on Veteran? An unforgiving difficulty setting intended for experienced players, not advisable for your first campaign unless you played a lot of Xenonauts 1, which I've never played, so we'll go with typical soldier. A challenging experience that should not feel unfair, intended for players familiar with XCOM or other strategy games. Tutorial Iron Man, game mode that prevents players from loading earlier save games, forcing players to live with their mistakes. In Iron Man mode, the game keeps only a single save and updates it after almost every action. It is possible to resume an Iron Man game at a later date, but not to return to an earlier point in the campaign. And instead of Purple King, it uses the campaign name to sort save games. The campaign name has no effect on gameplay. You can either use a pre-generated campaign name or manually enter a name into the text box. Purple King sounds fine. Oh my gosh, starting funds. I'm not going to mess with any of this stuff. Show inflicted allow auto resolve air combat. No. Free attack rotation. Soldiers will automatically rotate towards their target before firing a weapon at them. This option controls whether the automatic rotation consumes time units or not. Disabling this option returns to the classic XCOM Xenonauts mechanics, but demands much more mental calculation from the players. Armor destroyed on death. If enabled, a soldier's armor will be lost when they're killed in battle. If disabled, the armor will be recovered and can be equipped on another soldier in future battles. Okay. Achievement difficulty, soldier. Show inflicted damage, show enemy health. I'm gonna take off free attack rotation too. And there we go, Purple King campaign. How about just actually instead of Purple King? Whoops. Oh my gosh, I'm pressing all kinds of buttons. Game God Fluent. Alright. Custom. Begin campaign. Let's go, son.
The year is 2009. The world teeters on the brink of nuclear war. Tensions between capitalist and communist nations are at boiling point. Every opportunity for peace has failed, as if an invisible hand inexorably steers humanity towards annihilation. We Xenonauts know the truth. The dark forces poisoning our politics are not human in origin, and we must protect our planet against this extraterrestrial threat however we can. After years spent gathering information on an enemy that few believe exist, we are finally ready to strike back.
Cool.
The war for our future begins now.
Let's go, son. Let's get it. Soldier roles make it easier to sort soldiers and organize their equipment, but do not affect attribute development. Okay. Give our peeps some roles. So there's the strategy layer, if you guys aren't familiar, where you're doing stuff with the base and stuff like that. And there's also the combat layer, which is pretty cool. Combat, like XCOM 2, I presume. Welcome to Xenonauts 2. You control a secret organization attempting to protect the world from alien invasion. This short tutorial will explain how the basic controls and events leading up to the start of the campaign. Tooltips. This game features nested tooltips that allow players to access further information when desired. Anywhere that you see a text link, simply hover over the link to open an additional tooltip. Hover over the white text to proceed. Nested tooltips can themselves contain links which can spawn further nested tooltips. However, as tooltips disappear when you move your mouse, you must lock them in place before you can do this. You can lock a tooltip by pressing the middle mouse button, or simply by waiting 3 seconds. The progress circle is in the top right. Lock this tool tap and open this link to the next person. Okay. Well done, you've mastered nested tooltips. Lock this tooltip and press the button to proceed. Whoops, it was already locked. Okay, proceed. Alright. My work on our radar array is now complete. Theoretically, Atlas Base should now be capable of tracking alien UFOs within our radar range. Thank God. It wasn't exactly easy to borrow all those things you wanted. What happens now? We wait. An alien craft should pass by in the next few days. At that point, the general takes over. Assuming he's returned from his expedition. Don't worry, he'll be back in a few days. Until then, the commander should be perfectly capable of filling in. Alright, radar range. The blue circle around your base indicates the radar range of that facility. UFOs flying into this area will be detected and can be then attacked using the interceptor aircraft. Okay, so central base, game speed. These buttons control the flow of time. Time is currently passing at the slowest speed, but sorry, my eyes are kind of buggy right now. But as nothing is currently occurring, we should increase the flow of the time until some alien activity occurs. Click the button for the fastest speed. Geoscape anomalies. Are we in a tutorial actually? These two anomalies on the map signify hostile action that has raised local panic. They are not interactive, but may indicate the presence of a possibly hidden problem in the affected region. I don't know why, but my eyes are crossing, guys. I was in the hospital for like 10 days, so when I got out, like, I guess I'm not used to this laptop again. It's hard to read. However, at the start of the game, these are usually generated by UFOs as they fly around the map. UFO 1 detected. Small, no escort, 1,800 kilometers per hour. High altitude heading west. Slow time and center on UFO. Launch interceptors. UFO detected. Your radar has detected one. Shooting it down will prevent it from causing panic in the local region and may spawn a UFO crash site tactical mission that allows you to recover valuable alien technology. Click the launch interceptor button to go to your fighters, get your fighters ready for action. Launch interceptors. This panel allows you to alert to select the aircraft to be launched at the target. Up to 3 aircraft can be formed into a squadron, but you currently only have 1 aircraft. This has been selected for you automatically, so press the launch aircraft button to proceed. So we've got from Central Base, ETA 237, armor, health, fuel, all at 100% ready. We can look more into this as we get into the game. Hit points, armor, 6 out of 6. Yeah, we'll get more into this. Was that fuel? Yeah. Alright, launch aircraft. Boom. UFO intercepted. Auto-resolve combat. Your interceptor has reached the UFO and are ready to initiate air combat. In the final game, this tutorial will explain the basics of air combat, but that part of the game is currently relatively unpolished, and so we'll simply auto-resolve the battle. Huh. Okay, auto-resolve attack against a scout. Successful. See, we lost some stuff there. UFO has been successfully shot down. If you were unhappy with the result, you could fight this battle manually and try to obtain a better result. Instead, press the accept or start button. Accept result. Tactical mission crash site. The crash UFO is likely to contain valuable alien technology and resources. Deploying a combat team to exterminate any surviving extraterrestrials on the crash site will allow recovery to begin. Mission type crash UFO in the desert. Indefinite time remaining. A tactical mission is any battle where your soldiers engage hostile forces in turn-based combat. UFO crash sites are a common type of tactical mission that allow you to capture alien technology for your research efforts. Press the launch combat team to launch a dropship, transport aircraft towards the mission. Launch combat team. You can launch dropships in the same way you launched your interceptor earlier. As your Skyhawk dropship is already selected, click on the launch aircraft button to proceed. So here's our Skyhawk. It can hold a bunch of people. Ready to go. Let's go ahead and launch it. Bong bong, tactical mission. This screen allows you to change the soldiers and equipment aboard the dropship being launched. However, let's simply press the launch dropship button and proceed to the tactical combat. And we'll get into all this, guys, as we play along for show. Looks very tasty and juicy. RPG stuff. Launch the dropship. Hold the launch, Commander. We're picking up a friendly signal. The General is back. Fortuitous timing. Not so sure about that. There's a convoy of trucks heading our way. Those appear to be cleaner vehicles. Seems highly improbable that the General would ever voluntarily join forces with them. Exactly. Commander, put your men on alert and deploy them to the entry tunnel. Sip my water bottle. Something's definitely wrong here. Units with low reflexes, such as vehicles, will trigger Overwatch before other units. This can be used to protect more valuable units. Good point. Send in the armored tanks first. Oh, look at this. Camera controls. The camera in the tactical combat can be controlled in several ways. Move the mouse to the edge of the screen, or WASD. Q and E. Change the camera height level using the mouse. Each unit in tactical combat uses time units to perform actions. These are refreshed each turn and are shared between all types of actions. For example, a soldier that spends all the time units on movement would be unable to fire their weapons. The number of time units that a soldier has remaining is indicated by the green bar at the bottom of the UI. In this case, the soldier has 60 time units available. And we'll get into all this deeper. Welcome back to Atlas, General. How did the meeting go? Can't help but notice you've made some new friends. The Xenonaut project has been terminated, Director. Lay down your weapons. There's no need for this to turn ugly. Earth is under attack, General. You know that. We're not going to surrender our planet without a fight. Director, you're making a mistake. There is no extraterrestrial threat. Open the blast doors and surrender, or people are going to get killed. No extraterrestrial threat? What happened to you, General? Director, this isn't a discussion. I'm giving you 5 minutes to make a decision. You're outnumbered and there's nowhere to run. Think carefully about your choice. Over and out. If we surrender, what's the probability we end up dead a week from now? Based on everything we know about the cleaners? Approximately 100%. Yeah, that's what I figured too. Now seems like a good time to evacuate to the backup facility. The backup facility? I wasn't aware we had one. I know, nor was the General. Commander, we need your men to hold the tunnels while we get everyone aboard the helicopter. Buy us as much time as you can, but don't get yourself killed. Now the General's gone, we can't afford to lose you, too. You can plan a movement path for soldiers by left-clicking anywhere in the battlefield, the glowing tile. Click the glowing tile to plan a movement path to that location. Okay, so we want to go right there. The number at the end of the movement path shows how many time units the soldier has remaining if they move to that location. Left click the tile again to order your soldier to perform the planned move. Rotation. You can rotate a soldier without moving them by right clicking anywhere on the battlefield. It costs 1 time unit for every 45 degrees of rotation performed. Rotate the soldier in the highlighted direction to proceed. Finally, we should order the soldier to crouch. This makes the soldier harder to hit. It costs 4 time units to crouch, but it also costs 4 time units to uncrouch. Press the crouch button below. Crouching uses 4 time units and boosts firing accuracy by 10%, while also making the unit 10% harder to hit. Uncrouching takes another 4. Standing soldiers are able to fire over adjacent crouched soldiers with no risk of hitting them. Well, that's pretty cool. So let's hit the crouch button. Now you have spent all your time units, so it's time to press end turn. All soldiers will now refresh their time units at the start of a new turn. Pressing this button will end your turn and commence the alien turn, allowing the enemies to move and act. Once the energy turn is completed, a fresh player turn will begin. If you have any unused soldiers, the game will highlight them instead of ending the turn. Right clicking on the end button will skip this check. Okay. See what they do. Oh, they're coming behind me. Oh my gosh. Are those my guys? Ah, here they come. It's a ballroom blitz. Alright, Captain Peter Ivandev. Attacking enemies. Hover over. The green number on the left of the crosshair indicates the time unit cost of the shot. The white number on the right of the crosshair indicates the percentage chance hit of the shot. Click the enemy to order your soldier to attack. Damage randomization. You scored a hit and inflicted 20 damage. Weapons will inflict between 50% and 150% of their damage value with each hit, depending on the part of the body hit. Your soldier has enough time units to attack again, so fire a second shot at the same target. Gotcha. Well done, you've successfully killed an enemy. As your soldier does not have enough TU remaining to perform any further tactics, we will select the next soldier. Press space to mark your current soldier inactive and automatically select the next closest active soldier. Hover over the highlighted enemy. The square drawn range between the shooter and the target represent the shot path. The path is green when the weapon is within its range, but the paths turn orange where the weapon is beyond its maximum range. Weapons have a lower hit chance and inflict reduced damage when attacking beyond maximum range. Click to attack them. Not a very good percentage chance, but clank. Unfortunately, your soldier missed their shot and inflicted no damage to the target. Press space. Short range weapons. This soldier is armed with a shotgun, which is much more effective at close range. Move the soldier to the highlighted tile. Fire modes. Most weapons have several fire modes with varying accuracy and time unit costs. The most expensive fire mode is activated by default when targeting an enemy, as more expensive fire modes provide more accuracy per time unit spent. However, at this range, it would be preferable to fire 2 shots at lower accuracy due to the passive short-range hit chance bonus on the weapon. Hover over the first target and use right-click to change to the cheaper fire mode, then attack to hit the target, and then attack the target. How do I go back to the previous one? use the right click to change the cheaper fire modes. Inventory. Shotgun snapshot, ballistic shotgun, normal shot. I don't get it. I do not get that one, but let's check it out. Although the shot had a high hit chance, your soldier still missed. Bad luck will happen in this game, and part of the challenge is learning how to best mitigate it when it does occur. In this case, simply attack the target a second time. Gotcha. Thankfully, you didn't have any more bad luck. Press space to select the next active soldier. Cover. You can hover over the highlighted enemy. The shot has a low hit chance because there's a large intervening cover object on the shot path. Full details of how the hit chance is calculated is shown at the bottom right of the screen. In this case, the crates are reducing it by 60%. Only the highest intervening cover value is used to reduce hit chance and make cover or crouch units adjacent to the shooter are always ignored. The highest intervening cover value is used. Okay. Most terrain in Xenonauts 2 is destructible, something that players can use to their advantage. Select the highlighted soldier by clicking on them. Free fire. Free fire mode allows soldiers to target anything they want. In this case, we can use it to destroy those intervening crates. Hold down control to activate free fire mode, then click on the crate. Well done, the crates have been destroyed. Click the highlighted soldier back again. With the intervening cover destroyed, the shot against the highlighted enemy now has a much higher hit chance. Click on the enemy to take the shot. 81%. Boom, very satisfying. Grenades can be effective at inflicting damage and removing cover in an area. Click the button for the demolish charge to select it as the active weapon. Demolition charge contains high explosive that is excellent at removing terrain and suppressing nearby units. However, they lack in the fragmentation effect of frag grenades and inflict less damage on units caught in the blast radius. Basically, demolition grenades inflicting incendiary damage. They inflict triple the normal amount of damage on terrain objects. Okay, as you can see, their weight, their blast radius, 2.5 tiles, destruction minus 12 armor, 0 armor penetration, 35 thermal damage. So click it. Grenades travel in an arc, allowing them to be thrown into walls, over walls, or cover objects. Click the highlighted square to throw the grenade. Boom. Boom. Your soldier lacks sufficient time units to fire their main weapon, but the pistol in their secondary slot can still be fired. Click the pistol in the secondary slot to select it. Your soldier will now perform attacks with the pistol, allowing them to finish off the wounded cleaners. Click on the highlighted enemy to fire at them. Gotcha. The low time unit cost for firing the pistol allow your soldier to fire again. Click the highlighted enemy to fire at them. Nice, good work. Press spacebar to select the next active soldier. Shot preview. Our final soldier has a decision to make. Their shotgun is relatively inaccurate at this range, and the target is behind heavy cover. Change the distance, and flanking the target might be beneficial. Closing the distance. Using shot preview mode will allow us to make a decision about whether this would work, whether this would be worthwhile. Click the highlighted tile to plot a move path there. Short preview mode allows you the hit chance and time unit cost for taking a shot from the end of the currently displayed move path. To see the values for your current position, hover over the highlighted enemy. Hold the shift key while hovering over the target to activate shot preview mode. To proceed, click the target while shot preview mode is active. Okay, so we look at that. Not very good, but if we hit shift, oh yeah, 95% times 3. And then proceed to click. Nice. Boom. End turn. Congratulations, you've eliminated all hostile units. Press end turn to proceed. Well done, Alex Gabris. Oh, there's more. Oh boy. Good work, Commander. The helicopter is airborne. You should be able to escape through these tunnels. Overwatch fire. Order the selected soldier to move to the highlighted tile. Oh, got taken out. Overwatch fire. Your soldier has just been killed by enemy overwatch fire. If a unit ends its turn with enough time units remaining to fire its weapon, it may then perform overwatch during the enemy turn. Suppressing an enemy will prevent overwatch fire, and flashbangs are a good way to generate suppression. Suppressing an enemy. Select the flashbang and throw it into the highlighted tile. You got flashbangs. Flashbang grenades are non-lethal grenades that inflict heavy suppression on any nearby units. They can be useful for removing overwatch from enemies, such as when breaching a UFO. 1 second, guys. Okay, we're still going. Alright, so click, oh yeah, grab those and throw it right there. Skippity-doo. Bombs away! Boom, suppressed. All of these enemies have been suppressed. Suppression immediately removes all the time units from the selected unit, which prevents them from being added to overwatch fire, as they can no longer afford to fire their weapon. Suppressed units are also easier to hit with melee weapons and only recover 50% of their normal time units the following turn. Wow, that is powerful. But it immediately removes all time units from the selected unit, which prevents them from being able to overwatch fire because they can't fire their weapons. Smoke. An alternative way to avoid losing soldiers to overwatch fire is to make them harder to hit. Each tile of smoke reduces the hit chance of any shot passing through it, so smoke grenades are an excellent way to protect your soldiers. Select the smoke grenade and throw it on the highlighted tile. Smoke grenades can be thrown to instantly create thick clouds of smoke in the point of impact, reducing the chance to hit of any shot that passes through it. Throw that right there. Get 3 people on the flash bizang. Bong bong. Stun them. Missed overwatch. Good work. All enemies are either out of time units, suppressed, or screened by smoke. Move your soldier to the highlighted area to complete the tutorial. Nice work. Once you're clear of the base, I'll transmit the coordinates for the backup facility. Well done, you completed the tutorial. You're now ready to take on the alien invaders in a full campaign. So that was fun. Definitely see the appeal of this. Love the graphics and all that. Very cool. Right-clicking a quantity button, like on the store screen, will increment by 10. Control-clicking will set the maximum quantity. Oh, need my water bottle again. I'm dry. Oh, Commander. Good of you to finally make an appearance. Welcome to our backup facility. I had a command room and cache of emergency supplies installed a while back. No getting around the fact that our new home is a derelict nuclear bunker full of 60s era junk, though. Hope you're fine with cold showers, cold food, and, well, cold everything. That's hardly our biggest problem. My recent study suggests once estimated mass is factored in, extraterrestrial activity appears to follow a mathematically predictable pattern. More precisely, exponential growth. and we're nearing the end of the curve. In plain English, the UFOs arriving in our skies will soon begin to increase rapidly in size and or quantity. I doubt it'll be long before the aliens launch a full-blown invasion. Great, as if things weren't bad enough already. How long do we have? Weeks. A couple of months at most. I suggest you make the most of them. Oh, we're timed. Oh no, phase 1, the Shadow War. Few believe our enemies exist, yet the malign tendrils of their influence can be felt across our planet. Rising tensions between capitalist and communist nations threaten to spark a ruinous nuclear war before the invasion even begins. Oh, Commander. Good of you to finally make an appearance. Welcome to our backup facility. We should be safe here at least for a while. No getting around the fact that we're living in a derelict nuclear bunker full of 60s era junk, though. Hope you're fine with cold showers, cold food, and well, cold everything. The temperature is the least of our concerns. My work suggests we have 3 months before the aliens can launch a full-scale mission. I don't like that it's timed like that too much. If we are to prepare, we must gather data on the alien forces scouting our planet. Of course, the cleaners are unlikely to make that easy. That's why I called this meeting. Commander, I'm formally handing over control of this organization to you. The situation has changed, and we need someone with military experience making the big decisions. I'll run day-to-day matters like keeping us supplied and getting the place patched up. All you need to do is figure out how to win the war. Congratulations on the promotion, Commander. One hopes you prove equal to the task. Alright, please choose the location for your starting base. Place base. Doomsday's at 0%. This represents how close the world is to nuclear war. If it reaches 100, then humanity will be destroyed. I don't really like that there's a time limit, dog, but... Okay, so we can pick different areas for our bases. Prices go up, go down. 1 million for anywhere in Russia, or not just Russia. Western Russia. It's more expensive as we go over here. If we go up to Antarctica, it gets pretty cheap. 500k. 1 million. How about we put a base like... Probably want to keep it in the US. How much do we have to spend? 3.75 million? Maybe put a base like... There we go. We can see some cities around the area. We zoom way in. There is Havana, Cuba. Bogota. Chicago. How about Miami? I think we'll do Miami. And keep a lot of people safe here. Maybe a little more south. Forgive my mouse wheel, it's a little slow. Bogota. Guatemala City. One second, guys. Mexico City is a thought. I think we have to keep the bulk of the USA pretty much taken care of, so we're gonna go with Miami. We're on the tip of Florida right there. Choose base name. Xeno-US1. Not no letters. Xeno-USA1. Oh my gosh, I can't see, guys. I'm going cross. I'm not used to being on this computer. Look at it, I can't even type. Doomsday counter objectives. This update. Objective: prevent doomsday counter exceeding 100. The aliens are attempting to spark a nuclear war by raising their tensions between capitalist and communist nations. If they succeed, the scattered human survivors would have no hope of repelling an alien invasion. We must keep the doomsday counter under control until the invasion begins. Allowing it to exceed 100 for more than one day will result in alien victory. Successful enemy activity on the geoscape will increase doomsday. Okay. Alright, so we've got our base. Time is flying by. Can I pause? Oh. Okay, so here's our base. Time is paused. Power capacity, we have 30 to play with. Power capacity shows the total power generation at the base and how much of that power is currently being used by structures at the base. Additional power can be obtained by constructing generators. Many types of base structures require power to function, and if the base has no significant power or has insufficient power available, then it will not be possible to begin construction on newer structures. It's powering the access lift, and 2 generators are... Oh no, it's not powering the access lift, but access lift is giving us 80. What's consuming is our radar array of 70. 2 hangars worth 10 apiece, a workshop for 20, 2 living quarters 10 apiece, and a laboratory for 20. Living capacity is almost full. This base controls how many staff, soldiers, scientists, or engineers can be stationed at the base. Each member of staff requires a 1 living capacity with additional living capacity added through construction of living quarters. Research capacity shows how many research slots are available by laboratories at this base, and if it can be increased by constructing additional laboratories. We're maxed out there. Research capacity is not required to station a scientist at a base, but each scientist will not contribute to your research efforts unless there is a free research slot for them to use. So no point in adding scientists and stuff. Or engineers. Engineering capacity shows how many engineer slots are available at workshops at any time at this base, and it can be increased by constructing additional workshops. I'm so sorry, guys. Like, my eyes are not used to this laptop yet. I literally just got out of the hospital yesterday. Engineering capacity is not required to station an engineer at a base, but each engineer will not contribute to your engineering efforts unless there's a free engineering slot for them to use. Training capacity shows how many training slots are available at the base versus the number of soldiers stationed at the base. If there are more soldiers than training capacity at a base, your soldiers will not be able to train effectively, and training efficiency at the base will decline, reducing the progress points gained by each soldier. Hangar capacity 2 out of 2 shows how many hangars are present at the base and how many of these hangars already contain an aircraft. A free hangar is required to construct a new aircraft or to transfer an existing aircraft to another base. So do we have 12 soldiers and 0 training capacity? Actually, I think we have 0 soldiers with 12 training capacity? No, we have 12 soldiers. Okay. 5 scientists and 5 engineers. Storage capacity 150. Bases have limited capacity for storing items, which can be increased by constructing additional storeroom buildings. Each item in the stores fills 1 storage capacity, except alien alloys and elenium, which fill 0.1 storage capacity. If a base exceeds its storage capacity, all engineering work at that base will cease immediately, and it will not be possible to transfer items to that base. 12 soldiers, their units that can participate in tactical missions against enemy forces. Each soldier has a set of semi-randomized attributes that govern how effective they are in battle. These attributes can increase through combat experience or training, leading to an increase in rank. The rank of a soldier is a measure of the experience they have gained in combat, with soldiers of higher rank having increased their attributes more than those of lower rank. The highest ranked soldier in each combat team is designated the battlefield commander and provides the other soldiers officer leadership based on their rank. The progression is as follows: private, corporal, sergeant, sergeant major, lieutenant, captain, major, colonel. Officer leadership. When calculating morale, the bravery of each unit is modified by the officer leadership bonus, which is provided by your commander, the highest ranked soldier currently alive, conscious on the battlefield. This modifier will be positive if the commander is sergeant or above, and can be as high as plus 20 bravery if the commander is a colonel. However, the modifier will be negative if the commander is a private, minus 10, or corporal, minus 5. So be wary of sending out combat teams without officers present, okay? Note that the morale penalty for losing a soldier is also greater if a soldier of higher rank is killed, so be careful with your commander. If there are no other high-ranked soldiers to take over, you may suffer a major morale loss at the same time as losing most of your officer leadership. Interesting. Okay, wait, I want to check that again with some of those. Let's see. Whoops. Rank. Experience. All soldiers gain XP, their attributes will improve, and the rank will increase, making them more capable on the battlefield. Attribute gain occurs via progress points. Soldiers gain +1 in an attribute for each 1,000 progress points they gain for that attribute. The quickest source of progress points is combat experience via tactical missions. Killing a hostile unit awards that soldier 200 progress points to all attributes, but each attribute also has a unique way to generate progress points. Example, you get 20 progress points in accuracy for each time unit spent firing weapons at hostile units. However, the training room base structure will also generate progress points based on an hourly basis to all soldiers stationed at the base. The rate varies depending on the training rate and training efficiency. Note that progress point generation suffers from diminishing returns. This means soldiers with high base stats can be very valuable. And we will get more into the gameplay as well as time goes on, but it's interesting to check out what we're dealing with here. Scientists are staff that contribute to the research efforts of our organization. They require 1 living capacity to hire, and they also require 1 research capacity in a laboratory to produce research. Engineers are staff that contribute to the engineering efforts of our organization. They also require 1 living capacity to hire, and also require 1 engineering capacity in a workshop to produce engineering progress. Our detection range. The detection range measures the distance at which the base can detect alien UFOs on the geoscape. The radar range of a base can be extended by constructing radar array buildings up to a maximum of 3. So we have a 5,700 kilometer detection range. 0 defensive strength. Defense strength represents how much total damage the defensive turrets at the base, such as the missile battery, can inflict on any UFO that attacks the base. If the turrets inflict enough damage to destroy the UFO before it lands, no alien ground forces will disembark and no tactical battle will be required. However, even if the turrets are unable to destroy the UFO, the damage they inflict may kill some of the attackers before the mission even begins. Be aware that the defense strength is a range and the actual damage inflicted could be anywhere between the maximum and minimum values. Research speed plus 25% being provided by the staff and facilities at the base. You can see the total research speed on the research screen. Engineering output 5 shows the number of man hours of progress generated towards engineering projects each hour by your staff and facilities at the base. Engineering is not global, so adding additional engineers at that base will only speed up engineering projects at that base. Survival chance 15%. In some circumstances, soldiers killed in battle may have a chance of surviving and returning to battle with 1 hit point. The survival chance of a soldier is defined by the quality of medical facilities at their home base and can be viewed on the base screen. Units cannot survive if they have been gibbed, which usually occurs due to an explosion. Oh, why can't I get over there? Or as a result of massive overdamage. A unit has been gibbed when their body has been totally destroyed, leaving only a puddle of blood and a few chunks of flesh. The most commonly occurs if a unit suffered massive overdamage or killed by explosives. No corpse item is spawned for a gibbed unit, which means that gibbed Xenonauts soldiers cannot survive the battle. Additionally, if a unit is killed by explosive damage, all of their other items will also be destroyed. Okay, that's pretty interesting. Healing rate 1.5 HP per day. It's the amount of hit points regenerated each day by any wounded or injured soldier stationed at this base. Healing can be increased through the construction of medical facilities such as the medical center. Training rate 2.5. It's the amount of progress points each soldier stationed at the base will gain in each of their attributes every hour they are stationed at the base. This is modified by training efficiency. The rate progress will increase as your organization gains more knowledge about your extraterrestrial foes. Completing autopsies of dead aliens and interrogations of captured specimens will therefore lead to an increased training rate across all of your bases. And training efficiency measures the efficiency of a soldier training at this base with a training efficiency of 100%. Each soldier gains the full number of progress points indicated by the training rate. The value is calculated based on the amount of training capacity at the base and the number of soldiers trying to use it. As long as the number of soldiers does not exceed your training capacity, they will train at full efficiency. You can increase training capacity by building additional training center structures. Okay, so getting into things here, 275 or 2,750,000 to play with. Amount of money available to your organization. Money is received from your funding regions at the end of each month, and additional income can be gained through selling advanced technology or captured alien artifacts on the base store screen. Current time. The flow of time can be sped up or slowed down using the speed buttons. Time is paused when the player is in the game menu or in any other management screen. So we have got a laboratory, provide working space for your scientists, boosting your organization's research speed. Living quarters, provide your base with living capacity, allow you to station soldiers, scientists, or engineers. We have 2 of those. A storeroom, base structure that provides the facility additional storage capacity for items. A hangar, base structure that's capable of housing a single aircraft, either interceptor or dropship. Hangar, this is a base structure that is capable of housing a single aircraft, either interceptor or dropship. So it looks like we've got a dropship here, interceptor here maybe. Radar array grants the facility a radar detection radius, visualized on the geoscape by the blue circle around the base. The radius will expand as you construct additional radars up to a max of 3. Generator is a base structure that provides the facility with additional power. We have 2 of those. And an access lift, a large elevator that ferries cargo and personnel to and from the surface. It's always the first building placed when you construct a new base, and it generates a small amount of power. If your base falls under attack, your soldiers will rally at the access lift to begin defensive operations. And a workshop, provide working space for your engineers, boosting your organization's production speed. That was a mouthful. So there's a lot to get into here, guys, but I just wanted this first episode to be sort of informational and there's plenty more information to learn, but we will get into some combat and stuff and some actual gameplay soonish. But I like to start these series and stuff with a deep dive into all the options available and all the information. So I hope you found that informative and interesting at the same time. I know I did. If you guys enjoyed, please like, comment, subscribe. I'd greatly appreciate it. And if you want to go one step further, chicka chicka bow wow. No, you can just become a member. Info and links in my description about that. Definitely helps out. Shout out to my 2 members. Love you guys. And I hope to see y'all next time with more. Do come back. We're going to save it here. And have some fun. So we're going to have some fun with Xenonauts, see how it goes. Until next time, guys, be well, live well, stay well, and much love, peace, and joy. Catch you in the next one. Ciao for now.